Now, before we fully launch into this, I have to thank two of my favorite YouTube channels. Number one, I want to thank Drunk 3PO, my bro from a different mo. Drunk 3PO's coverage of Galaxy's Edge has been impeccable, and he utilizes many outside sources relative to the coverage that we're used to. So go check him out, sub him, thumbs up, all his shit, comment on him, let him know I sent you. The other character I need to thank is going to be Star Wars Theory. Possibly the biggest Star Wars channel, I don't know, except for Star Wars itself. But between 3PO and Theory, I came up with something that I think you might scratch your little beard whiskers about. Or fluff your tits, I don't know. So there's an article that's been floating about, and the one that I'm choosing to focus on is by StarWarsNut77.com, called New Star Wars Lucas World Theme Park Map, Fake or Leaked. Now, a couple years back, we got news that George Lucas was going to use his Mickey Mouse money to put up a Lucas Museum. There's a very nice visual with a big penis-shaped capital ship in some Naboo-esque setting, which would be great. You know, there's like a Colosseum in the middle. Maybe we can see some like Geonosians fighting Jedi and a big ram beast and, you know, a saber-toothed cat insect. But the idea that's floating out there is that George Lucas had some conception of what he wanted a theme park to be. Now, before we pick George Lucas's brain, which we rightly should have from the fucking beginning, let us first visit the site map for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So Star Wars Galaxy Edge, aside from the Millennium Falcon and the couple shops that you can visit that include classic trilogy characters, is fully based on their own new shit. So you're not going to see Darth Vader. You might see R2. I don't know. You might be able to construct him for like $20,000. You know, you can pay $75 for a beer and then jump in the Falcon and have like the Kessel Run or some kind of space adventure. And I'm sure the dice is going to be up there. But aside from that, they're using this as a vehicle to push their own fluffy fucking product characters that nobody gives a shit about. And reports are abound. There's no lines. They're like begging people to please come and see our attraction. People are upset. They're getting into fights in Toontown. And meanwhile, Rust is collecting in the rafters of Oga's Cantina. Because who the fuck is Oga? I never saw an Oga. It sounds like some sort of bizarre, like, alley-oop caveman reference. So it's obvious. Disney is trying to say, yeah, all that shit was good and sweep it under the rug. And then, at the same time, say, hey, check out all these, like, things that we can sell you. Nothing you grew up with, but hey, you know, it has that fancy logo on it. Which brings me back home to this Star Wars Nut 77 article. Now, the title of the article is very carefully crafted. So as to assert this as a hypothesis, it reads, New Star Wars Lucas World Theme Park Map, Fake or Leaked. Okay. But if you look at this map and you think about the Lucas Museum, this would be a place I would like to visit. So we have Hoth, we have Geonosis, we have Tatooine, we have Bespin, we have Coruscant, we have Endor, we have the Death Star, we have Dagobah, we have Utapau, we have Mustafa, we have Kashyyyk, we have Hyperspace, we have Kamino, And we have Naboo. This would be a place that I would highly be interested in visiting. This is the kind of Star Wars park that Disney, in its lack of vision, neglected to construct. Now the proof would be in the pudding. It would be interesting as a term of the contract of sale of Star Wars to Disney that George Lucas retained all the rights to the original trilogy and can build whatever the fuck he wants and put out whatever the fuck he wants, and that Disney, while it's allowed, like it's licensed to use the characters and the vehicles and the locations and all that kind of stuff, cannot directly profit off of the shit that George made from his own sweat and blood and tears. And this idea is far more interesting to me, and also explains why Disney has such a hard-on for their brand new characters that nobody fucking gives a shit about. So do me a favor, YouTubers. Turn this around in your head and let me know what you think. So there you have it. My thoughts on the current state of Star Wars. Like, share, subscribe. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you want to see covered on future editions of Savage Spirituality. Check out my friends in the Fandom Collective. We're an extension of the Fandom Menace. We're a group of channels dedicated to helping you get likes, subs, and traction. And remember, the Force will be with you, always.